Why hello friends, welcome to another episode of Hopefully Fox Doesn't Light Anything on Fire.com/planwithfox. Hot ass disaster mess. So this is where we left off last week. I filled in a couple things that did happen. For example, I didn't go to kitten yoga because by the time that rolled around, I was so fucking stressed. I was like, I'm not leaving my house. I put pajamas on and I was done. I also tried to fill out the plans that I had that I was supposed to get all this cleaning and chores and shit done. I thought I would take an hour at work going into work on that project that I had to do. It took me 3 hours, and then I had to drive across town to drop off supplies for a flu clinic that my friend is doing for me this week on a day that I work. So needless to say, that day did not go as planned at all. And then also Sunday, when I filmed the plan with me last week, I completely fucking forgot that I was hosting an event for 30 people. So that happened. So I added that in. I didn't do any fancy lettering. I just kind of scribbled it in there because I was like, ooh, whoops. So we're actually moving into the November portion, even though it is technically Halloween week and I'm using Halloween stickers again. I'm using this kit from Peaches and Pink. And also NaNoWriMo is starting this month, which is National Novel Writing Month. That starts on November 1st. I will talk more about that, but I got my little sticker kit for that. And this is from a shop called Ashwood Arts. And I will link to the shops below as always. And let's try not to light anything on fire. I did not print the skinny washi that came with this kit. I only printed 2 pages of it. So the one that's like the full boxes, like the decorative full boxes and the date covers. And then I did the full box checklist and the half boxes here. That's all I printed for this. So I'm gonna just put down, I have this, I think I got this from Fox and Cactus, little ghosts here. So I'm gonna use that as my washi tape at the top before I set down the date covers. So things have been a little bit crazy. Things are always a little bit crazy. That's like the theme of if you're new to my channel, welcome to Things Are Always a Little Bit Crazy, the planner channel. I just don't. Have you seen the meme? I'm sure you have, online right now, going around that says, being adult is basically just saying, after this week, things will slow down again until you die. That's basically how I feel. Like, I keep feeling like, okay, I'm almost to a point where things are gonna be normal again. Like, I have been at my new store since August, and I have been trying desperately to clean it and get it in order, and I did this hopefully final inventory project. We'll see how tomorrow will be the day to tell, because that's when we get our truck, and then we'll see if it worked or not. Basically what I did was, our truck orders automatically. So when I went in and you can only place your order or modify your order every other week, because we only get a truck every other week. So every other Thursday, and that's my Thursday off, and I've been doing these clinics, and this week I didn't have a clinic because my clinic got moved to this week. Chaos, right? I know, chaos. So I ended up going in to do this, and on that day it gives you a list of all the items that it's ordering. So this week it was planning on ordering 240 unique items, and some of them were like ordering it because it thought we had 1 bottle and we actually had 4 bottles. So I was going through and correcting anything that looked wrong, and you can definitely only adjust that on the order day. You can only really see how bad your counts are on the order day too, because you can print the report for that. The rest of the time you can see it if you go individually, but you kind of have to just be like, it seems like we're getting too much of this, maybe my count is off. Whereas this, you can walk up and down the aisles, you can print it out and walk up and down the aisles and be like, oh, okay, I see. It thinks we have only 100 of this one, but we actually have 500 of this one, you know? So hopefully doing that this one time will really, whoa, I almost lost a pen into the flames. Hopefully doing that this one time will correct it a lot going into the future, but that remains to be seen. Also, talking is painful right now because on Saturday night we went to our friend's Halloween party, and they have this adorable dog named Daisy, and she's a lab mix, and she's like 2.5 years old, but she is definitely still a puppy in her brain. And she headbutted me like right on the lip, and I split the inside of my lip open. And it's feeling better today than it did yesterday on Sunday. Today is Monday, by the way, but it's still not feeling great. So when I talk, it's like the open wound area is rubbing against my teeth, and I'm not a happy camper about that. She's adorable, but ooh, she's a mess. Unlike my precious nugget who gets too stressed to do anything, and so she's just quiet all the time. So we had a great Halloween weekend. we dressed up. I will share a photo here. We dressed up as Hawkeye and Black Widow from the Avengers. My mom made our costumes, and that was part of the, like, I don't want to say the chaos of last week, but I had to put in a lot of time being over my mom's house so that she could do fittings. And so I ended up being over there. Tuesday night we were over there. Last Sunday she was at our house the whole day, so that way she was like sewing and we were able to try stuff on when she needed it. And then Tuesday night we were over there after we bought the new car. And then I was there in the morning Thursday and basically all day on Friday. And then we finally got everything situated. So they turned out really, really good. I was really happy with it. And that cat suit that she made for me is like the most comfortable thing in the whole world. And so I was just like, I'm not taking this off all week. It's like footy pajamas, but really like soft, shiny material. So this is what you want as an adult. Footy pajama costumes. But we went dancing on Friday night and we wore our costumes, and then we went to the Halloween party on Saturday. And then Saturday morning, I had a 22 miler. So basically we got home from dancing at 2 a.m. and I was up at 6:30 a.m. to run 22 miles. And that took me about 5.5 hours. And then when I got home, I took a little nap, and then we had to get dressed and get ready to go out to the party. And let's get spooky. I like that one. And basically we were at the party for like a couple hours, and then I was home, and I was legitimately in bed at 10:30 at night on Saturday. Maybe 10:45. I might have made it till 10:45. But yeah, I was worn out. 22 miles is kind of long. Thankfully my friend Carla had 20 miles, so I only had to do the last 2 by myself, but it was a long day of running. So, okay, there we have a nice setup to start. And let's dig in. So today is Monday. First thing this morning, I walked dogs, and I have some very important news. Oh my goodness, I have to share this news. Do you remember Cutie? Here she is. Cutie, the chubby little pit bull that we love so dearly, and we've had her for a long time at the shelter. Well, on Friday morning, I walked her, and she was like a different dog. She had all this pep in her step, and she was like running around and being a little rowdy, and like, I don't know, she just had all this energy and wanted to go. She hasn't been wanting to go for a walk lately. She's been wanting to go upstairs. We have these classrooms upstairs where the dog classes are held, and in the mornings we can take the dogs up there and have playtime up there and just kind of play in the rooms. And she's been wanting to go up there and do that, but she hasn't really wanted to go for a walk. And on Friday she was like, all right, Auntie, let's go. I want to go for walkies. And she's like dragging me outside. I'm like, oh, good girl, what are you doing? So she was like all, I don't know, there was just something different about her mood. And I said to my girlfriends, I was like, I have a feeling Cutie knows something's up. I think she knows this is her weekend. And sure enough, yesterday, our little girl got adopted. Oh, so the tears that were shed yesterday, there are no words for the tears. There were so many tears, so many happy, happy tears. Oh, this is great. So now we have a whole slew of senior puppies that need homes, and they're wonderful and adorable. And just, I don't know, that's shelter life. We cry, and then we get happy, and then we cry happy tears, and it's a lot of tears. A lot of tears in shelter work. So this morning I walked dogs, and we have a bunch of dogs. We had 16 dogs today, and there were just 2 of us for most of the shift, and then a third person came in finally. Then after that, I had my annual eye appointment at 11 a.m. And that went well. I didn't have much of a change, so I didn't have to get new glasses. I just got some new sunglasses, which I needed for running. The only thing was I came home and a strange thing happened. I walked into my house, I'm walking up my stairs, and I noticed there's a dude on my property cutting down a tree, which I didn't order anybody to cut down trees, so I didn't know what was going on. But turns out there was a miscommunication, and he was supposed to let us know that our neighbor had asked him to cut the tree down because it was starting to grow onto their property, and it was like not a real tree, it was a poison sumac tree, so not anything that we wanted to keep. But it was a panic-inducing moment, and I was like, oh my god, what do I do? There's somebody cutting down a tree on my property, and I don't know what to do. And like, anyway, the neighbor and I talked it over, and she's like, I'm so sorry, he was supposed to tell you before he started, and he couldn't find you because you weren't home yet, and he was supposed to not start, but he did. And I'm like, it's okay, we got through this, everybody understands everybody now. But it was stressful when it happened. So I was like super tightly wound when I got home. I was supposed to get all these things done and I was just like shaking. I was so anxious because I didn't know what to do. It was like one of those situations that you're in where you're like, oh, how do I respond to this? Where do I even go? So needless to say, got off track a little bit, but I'm gonna write down my to-do list of things that I have. Some of them I've started, some of them I still have to do. So I'm just gonna write those out here on this to-do list on this page. This pen cap does not want to stay on and I keep launching it. So I'm just gonna not even do it. I'm actually going to use the sidebar this week because I've had a ton of shit to do. So National Novel Writing Month, let me talk about that. Okay, National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo or NaNoWriMo, depending on how you pronounce it, both ways are acceptable. It is November 1st through the 30th. I have done it every year since 2002. And since 2008, I have run the Pittsburgh chapter of it. The goal of National Novel Writing Month is to write 50,000 words across a 30-day period, and you can write about whatever you want. There's no limit to that. It's just that you have to be done by midnight your time zone or 11:59 your time zone on November 30th. So I've done it every year. I have made it to 50,000 every year. I love it, and we have a great community, and so I am in charge of hosting the events and running the events. And so we had the event last night. We had a pretty good turnout. That's our kickoff party, so it's before the month starts. We do also a TGIO party the first weekend in December after the event ends. TGIO is Thank God It's Over. And then our region in Pittsburgh, we also do a Writing Under the Influence, which is a 21 and over night. So earlier today, I was on the phone with our friend Lee about having our 21 and over event at his bar, and we got it all ironed out, and it's gonna be really cool. I think this year it's gonna be a good situation. So I was just making like tons of phone calls and doing tons of things related to this. It starts to ramp up in the middle of October, and I've been doing it for so many years, and I have an amazing partner, Scion, and so that helps a lot. And I'm kind of like in the groove of I know what I'm doing, but it's still a little bit stressful. I don't know what I'm writing. Everybody was asking last night at the party, what's everybody writing? And I was like, don't fucking know, don't even begin to know, have no clue at all. So there was that. I'm gonna put this in the middle here for my to-do list for tomorrow. I have to do meal plan. I'm gonna try to do meal plan today. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. I have to do groceries. I have to do some bullet journal, and I have to do meal prep. I'm gonna be spending some time with my parents tomorrow. I have therapy in the morning, so I'm gonna put therapy in there. And tonight, normally we would go to the Cage, but there's a Monday night Steeler game. So I thought therapy was at 11. It turns out it's at 9. So that's nice. That'll be in the morning instead of in the middle of the day. So we're not going to the Cage tonight. Instead, we're gonna do our Cheese of the Month night, which actually I'm gonna put a sticker in for that too. Cheese. It's not my best lettering, but whatever. So I have a few more things I have to add to that, but I can't think of what they are right now, and they might come up tomorrow. And so then I have therapy, then I'm gonna drop the dog off at my parents, and I have to do my grocery shopping. So after I do my grocery shopping, I'm gonna hang out with my parents for a little bit, have my mom help me with some meal prep stuff, and I'm gonna help her around the house if she needs it, because I know the holidays are coming and we're all a little bit stressed. And then tomorrow night, we will do the Cage instead. So that'll be tomorrow night. So that's that day. Then Wednesday I am back to work. So I don't know what my silhouette did with the settings. I did use it on the normal, what I thought was the normal settings, but somehow it like punched these out basically, which is not what I wanted. Oh, I have to run tomorrow. Yeah, I did my last long run, so I'm in taper right now. So taper brain is clearly setting in. Tomorrow is gonna be, actually, I'm gonna move this one to Wednesday. I have to run before work because you'll see why. I have to do something after work. So tomorrow is going to be speed work, because I didn't do speed work last week because I just had a 22 miler. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, I have to do, it's going to be a short run, maybe 3 miles on Wednesday, but I have to do it. Normally, I've been doing my shorter runs like that. If I have to work, I've been doing them after work. but I have to do it before work because I have an appointment with my trainer. That was the other thing, like I had to move my entire life around because of work shit last week, so not a fan. Work 9 to 6. Then husband's company, he works for a tech company, and they do this thing called a hackathon, and it's like they have their project that they're working on, and then they, instead of doing like necessarily work, they're doing their project. And so it's 2 days, it's the 30th and the 31st. So he's debating, he doesn't know how late he's gonna be staying. So I'm not making any like plans for the evening. After my workout at the gym, in terms of like dinner and stuff, I think we're just gonna eat leftovers. Tomorrow when I try to do meal prep with my mom, I'm gonna try to make a pulled pork in the slow cooker, and then that way we can have pulled pork sandwiches, and I'll make salad prep stuff for work. So my appointment at the gym is 7:15 p.m., which is late. My trainer starts late that day, so I'm like, that works perfectly. I'm done with work at 6, I can come right over. And I'm not gonna put anything else in here because we're gonna watch a movie before bed, I'm sure, but I don't know what else. Okay, Thursday is Halloween. I have to actually be at work early on Halloween, which kind of stinks, but I have to have a meeting with my boss. And he's like, why don't we meet before work so we can actually talk without interruptions? And I'm like, okay, I guess. Sure, let me get up earlier. So it's just an hour earlier. Work 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. that day. So this is my first couple months as manager. So he's like, I just want to make sure we update you on the reports because I haven't been manager since 2013 and some other reports have changed. So he wants to just go through stuff with me, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. That won't be so bad. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do for fitness that day. Probably something easy after work. Halloween is that night, and I don't know our trick-or-treat schedule. I won't be home until like 6:30, and I don't know if we're actually gonna get any trick-or-treaters. We don't really have good luck with that, sadly. I would love to have trick-or-treaters, but we really just don't. And then that night is our midnight kickoff for Nano. So the midnight kickoff, we get there like 11:30 to 11:45, and we start writing at the stroke of midnight, and usually we make it an hour and a half. I was trying to see if I had a sticker for writing, but I really like don't somehow. Oh, I do! Look, I have Flora writing and her little, she's like writing in her planner, but we're gonna pretend that she's writing in her book. I type on a laptop, so it's not exactly accurate, but whatever. Anyway, we usually make it about an hour and a half or so, or maybe 2 hours before everybody gets tired and wants to go home. But it's a really fun event. It gets everybody psyched up because you're like, woo, we're starting at midnight. And one year I even wrote as many as 14 words. I mean, anything can happen. So I am kind of notorious in our community for being the last minute person. And there have been months where I have written like 30,000 words in the last like 5 days of the month. I don't recommend it. If you can write throughout the month, do it, but I'm like kind of a procrastinator in some ways, and that happens, and yeah, I don't know. Now it's become like a running joke. They're like, if Fox is too far ahead, then something's wrong this year, you know? It's like, I have a reputation to uphold to be a last minute person. I don't have a topic at all. Like, I don't even know what the hell I'm writing about. I usually write paranormal YA stuff, and I just don't even know. I wrote a trilogy a few years ago that I really, really loved, and I adored the characters, and it would be great to write about them again, but I feel like their story kind of is over now, and so I don't think I can redo them, but I don't really have any better idea. And then last year, it was just kind of sad. It was like a sad ghost story. It was a very lonely ghost kind of ghost story, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do this year. I was hoping I would get some ideas like on some long runs recently, or maybe out in Utah, and I just didn't come to me. So I did print out, as I said, these little stickers, so I'm going to put these on all the days for writing. So Friday, so we work, and then we are going dancing. There is a local dance company called Attack Theater in Pittsburgh, and they used to do this event called the Dirty Ball, which is coming back again next year. It is like the most fun dance party in the whole wide world, and it's coming back next year finally after like 6 years off. But it's the weekend of Go Wild, and so I'm probably going to be going to Go Wild, and so I'm going to miss it, and I'm kind of bummed. But this is their other dance night that they do now, which is not as big. The Dirty Ball was like very elaborate, and they had food and drink, and you would dress up. There was a fashion show in the middle, so anybody who was in costume could participate in the fashion show, and it was this very, like, people went all out. And this is different. This is just a dance night, and then like every hour or 2 hours they have dance performances. and they have different DJs throughout the night. And it's like when the DJs switch, then they come out and the dancers do a performance. It's nice because it's pay what you can, so you don't have to buy like a $150 ticket like you would have to do for the Dirty Ball. So it's fun, and it's really like, we went last year and it's really a great time. So it was called the Down and Dirty Dance Party, and I think they gave it a different name, the Get Down. Okay, it's now called the Get Down. It was called the Down and Dirty Dance Party, and now that the Dirty Ball's coming back. So that'll be fun. And what's even more fun is that I don't have a super long run on Saturday. I do have to work, but I don't have to be running 22 miles. Yay! So I can just, I'll get up and run a couple miles before work. I'll run probably like 4 miles or so. Saturday is one of the beloved Pittsburgh races. It's the EQT 10 miler, and I have never done it. I have been working every single year. I think one year I was maybe out of town, and every other year I have been working during it, so I've never actually gotten to go, but it's like a beloved Pittsburgh race, and this year they're going like all out. They're doing Pittsburgh theme at every single mile. There's like, one is the pierogi mile, and one is the pickle mile, and one is the parking chair mile. I don't know if there's a parking chair mile. There might be a parking chair mile. Anyway, I don't get to go to it because I have to work, which is a bummer, but it's okay. There we go. I need to get a new office chair because last week, if you remember, I broke husband's chair. I think he fixed it. He didn't say anything about it. He's been using it all week, so hopefully he fixed it. But now this week I'm using my chair again, and it's just making sounds the whole time. Okay, so Sunday is our anniversary. Sunday is our, how many years, Fox? 12 years, 12th anniversary. We've been together 13 and a half, but it's our 12-year wedding anniversary. So I'll put a sticker on here. I have to run 12 miles. It's 12 miles for our 12th anniversary. I didn't even make that connection until this moment. That's amazing. That's the best. I don't think husband is gonna run 12 miles with me. I don't know. I'm in Tabor, so just 12 miles for my long run this week, and then 8 miles or 10 miles next week, and then the week after is the marathon. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, I'm gonna write anniversary in here. And I'm gonna put a smiley face. And I have no fucking clue where we're going for dinner because it's a Sunday and it's hard to find a place, and we have been just like, yeah, I don't know, do you want to do it? Yeah, that's been, whatever, you know, we're not deciding on anything. So we are supposed to, that's our plans tonight. Yeah, actually write that in here. Anniversary reservations. There is this thing called Sunday Supper that we've gone to a number of times. It's like a blind tasting menu, and it's BYOB, and it's the first Sunday of the month, and that would be a lot of fun to go to. But also it's like very excessive, and I don't like to do it when I have to work the next morning because it's BYOB, so you basically, everybody Ubers there, and it's just a free-for-all of wine pouring. Like, you sit with people you don't know, and they share wine with you, and you share wine with them, and like, before you know it, you're like, wow, this is a mess, and I'm glad we Ubered. So I am gonna add a couple more little just decorative stickers. I have my little fox and cactus cooking, and this one always looks like he's chopping up stuff to make a cheese plate, so I'm gonna put that plate. And then, what was the other one I wanted to use? That was loud. I just flopped that there. Oh, I have these little ghosts. Yeah. I'm gonna use #dead for Halloween. There is a dance night. This DJ that we like, Jeff, has a dance night this night. And I thought maybe we could stop in for a couple hours. And then our friend Tina, who's a server at the Cage, was like, come over in your costumes. I want to see your costumes. So I don't know what we're going to do after work on Thursday, if we're going to do anything until the kickoff or what. But I'm going to leave these two areas open. On Saturday, my dad has a class reunion over in North Braddock. So my mom, she doesn't love going to those. So she's going to designate a drive for him. But while he's there, she's going to hang out at our house. So she's going to drop him off and then come over, and then I'm going to drive with her to go and get him at the end of the night, and then she'll drive him home. So I'm not putting anything in there. I have to write. I am going to put in my little word count stickers. They're like tie-dyed color, and I don't want to use up all the orange ones, but the orange ones seem to be like the best option to go with this color scheme. So honestly, when it comes to Nano, I don't write every day. It would be nice to write every day. Your goal is to write 1,667 words every day, and that would get you to 50,000 by the end of the month. And I'll have days where, like, especially last year or in previous years, when I had long work shifts, like on a day when I would work 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., I wouldn't get very much writing done. And this year it might be a little bit different because I'm on a more regular work schedule, but this will be a true test and we'll see. So let me just make sure I'm not forgetting anything, because last time I didn't consult this and I completely missed that I was hosting an event for all those fucking people. I do still have to finish cleaning the downstairs. Like when we emptied out the old car to go buy the new car, we just kind of like left everything in the hallway and we've been slowly putting it away, but I cannot imagine how I accumulated that much stuff in my car over the past 5 years that I've had that car. So I don't know how that much stuff fit in one tiny little Subaru Impreza. But it's out of there now and it's in my house, and that means I have to throw it out and declutter. I've been in such a mood to declutter. It's like as if the fall leaves are changing and I just have it on my brain or something, I don't know. So this is the week, and I will link to the shops that I used, and I hope everybody has a wonderful spooky Halloween. And yeah, that's where we are. So subscribe if you haven't. I will have a vlog up on Thursday this week as well, and I hope everybody has a great one. Take care.